Hello and welcome to my track guide to Road Atlanta in the rough Rt12R. So we're just exiting the chicane before the final corner here. Um, we want to be, as we're exiting the corner, we want to be heading a bit over to the right here. So let's see, we want to get just to the right of this black line on the road, and the reason we want to be getting to here particularly is because we're heading over the crest of this hill. As you can see, it really unsettles the car as we get over the top there, so we want to be going in a straight line so we don't lose it. When we get down to about the end of the curb here, that's when we want to get off the gas and we can start turning in. So here we get off the gas, turn in, and get on the power as early as possible to start our lap at Road Atlanta. So we want to brake in a straight line just before the marks on the road here, and we're about a third of the way from the left of the track. Braking in a straight line, we want to head. We want to start turning in a little bit, and then when we can get off the brakes, we can start turning in a bit more. We want to hit the curb quite early here. We're carrying a bit too much speed, so we go a little wider than I would like to, but that's okay because we get on the power, get over to these yellow lines, and then we need to get over to the right because we need to get a great angle for the kink right-hander coming up. So we're aimed for the grass here, get onto the curb and then brake hard in a straight line. Once we get closer to the apex, we want to get off the brakes so we get over this curb without brakes so it doesn't unsettle the car, and we want to be turning as much to the right as possible, not over to the left here, because we want to get a nicer angle for here so we can get off the gas here so we can stay as close as possible to this yellow line, because we need to get a good angle for the next right-hander coming up. We want to be aiming to almost hit the grass right here, but before we do, we turn in. We do a little dab of the brakes to get a bit close to the curb, and we hit that with the two wheels on the right. Once we've hit that curb, we're back onto the power, hitting this curb, and then we want to aim a little bit left initially so we can get a nicer angle for here. So we start turning in now, and we're braking in a straight line going up this way. So brake hard here, the curb unsettles us, but we get off the brake as we turn in and get on the power slowly to not spin out, and as much as possible without going over the yellow line there. The S's are really fun to drive. Let's have a look at that again. So brake in a straight line, get off the brakes, go over that curb, get over to the left, get off the throttle so we can stay to the left, dive into the right, little dab of brakes, hit that curb, get back on the power, hit that curb, little over to the left, brake hard in a straight line, get off the brakes to turn in, and then back on the power, and we can chill out on this straight here. But not for long, because we're braking very hard just after the 200. We're aiming to hit the inside of this corner with the right hand side of the car. So we get a nice little bit of rotation there, and we power out back out to the left, shift up to third, but then very quickly back onto the brakes, because we're coming up to the most important corner on the track here, because what comes after is a really long straight. So we want to get a great angle, so we want to brake in a straight line almost to the end of the curb and then start turning in. And as we start turning in, we're coming off the brake and trail braking around to make sure that we hit that curb. And then we want to get onto the power as early as possible and keep the car as straight as possible. So we need to use as much road on the left as possible. So we're back on the gas, and once we catch this little bit of oversteer and the car gets straight, then we can get back onto full gas. So let's see that. So again, braking at the 200, aiming in, get the car round there, power out to the left again, shift down, turn in, and then on the power as early as possible. Yeah, we really want to try and reduce the wheel spin there as much as possible because yeah, this straight is so long, so we need to save as much time as possible. There's a kink to the right here, so we want to turn in at such a point so we missed a bit of grass. We brake just after that white line, and we aim over to the right here, getting half of the car onto the curb. We've braked at such a point that we can start aiming to the apex while still on the brakes, and then blend out of the brakes just before we have to start fully turning. We get us over to the left as much as possible, and then back over to hit this curb, and then get on the power as early as possible and use as much road on the outside as possible to get onto the gas, and then we get back over to the right, stay to the right of that black line, and let's have a look at that again. So again, we come in to hit this kink, we brake after that white line on the road very hard, get over to the right, trail brake into the apex, and then hit that next apex, back on the power, get in a straight line over the crest, and get off the gas, turn in. We missed the curve a little bit there, but we managed to get a 1:31.49. So let's have a look at that lap again in real time. Okay, so there's my guide to Road Atlanta. It's a really fun track, really technical, but yeah, great fun. Thanks a lot for watching. Again, if you have any questions or anything I missed out, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.